Before we get this video started, if you guys are new, please hit that subscribe button and drop a thumbs up down below. Let's get right into this video. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Alex Reefs here, and I know it's been a hot minute since I've posted any content. I have been streaming though for any of you guys who follow me on there as well, and I will continue to do weekly streams. But now I'm going to be trying to get back in the swing of uploading content on this channel. Some of you guys already know I did switch over from console to the PC, and I'm currently working on building my PC even better. It's coming together quite nice, actually. Today's video is going to be showing you guys how to get better with the mouse and keyboard if you guys are coming from the console to this platform, or you guys are just already on this platform and want to know some tips to get better. Today is going to be with Call of Duty example, but all the kind of shooter games are more or less the same in terms of the key bindings and the controls and the aiming. Let's get right into this. Alright guys, so as you guys can see, we're over here in private match. I go to private match all the time, and I just will spend hours here working on my movement, my accuracy, getting used to how it feels on the mouse, and as well as you guys have to figure out your DPI sensitivity on your actual mouse itself. Mine has like 4 settings, and I'm on, I think, the second to lowest. So you have to play around with that depending on the mouse you have. First off though, if you guys haven't touched much, go to your options, your settings, and right here is where you have your mouse set sensitivity. I have mine currently at 16, but I didn't start at 16. I started at like 8, you know. I started at like 8, and I just start slowly working my way up and up and up. So at 16 is kind of where I'm getting used to this sensitivity now. I like to keep it bumping it up, because once you get really fast, you just snap on people so well, and it's pretty insane. The rest of these, I have mine on relative. I'm not really sure the difference. I know some people that have it on legacy. For people that have been doing mouse and keyboard for a long time now, I just kept with relative, which is what it put me on. I'm kind of used to it. Everything else I didn't even bother touching. There's no point in touching it. After that is your movement. You're going to want to mess around with these depending on your preference. And then your keybinds right here is where you set your keybinds to see like what buttons you want to do which action. So I have the standard move forward, back, left, right as a WASD, and then jumping I have spacebar, which is also standard. And I did change some of these, so I have my crouch / slide button as my caps lock, and then I have my prone as the Q button, which is like when you drop shot or and all that. But I don't really use the prone that much. Like I used to drop shot a lot on the controller. Now I'm more jumping. So this is like what I usually have for my preference. My sprinting is left shift. It's just convenient when you place your hands. It's just conveniently to have your hand like right there, and it just makes it way easier. Next is your weapons. These are all the same, but right here for the keybinds, fire weapon and aim weapon, that should be the standard right there. Reload is the same, and I have buttons on the side of my mouse, so those 2 buttons I have, you can make those into your own keybinds depending on which ones you have right there. I have like my tactical and lethal there usually. One of the buttons is kind of messing up, so I changed my tactical to the G key right there. But you can use those as a preference, and it makes it a lot easier when you're just running and gunning. The rest of these are just your preference in terms of where you want, which keys you want which for, like kill streaks of vehicles, overlays, how do you want to see the map, like say you're playing Warzone or multiplayer tab. Into a later video, I will show you guys all the graphic stuff to help you guys out with that for any of you guys who are just getting into the PC. So stay tuned for that video as well. Alright, so when you're in private match, what I like to do is go to I make it use hardpoint as my mode, and then Rust or whatever map you honestly prefer. You can do Speedball or any small map is what we'll do. Game rules, unlimited time. Match field start time, I usually just done 10 seconds, so you don't have to wait forever for a loading screen. And then I like to do the score limit as unlimited, and then go to player, and I like to, or team, and I like to enable the radar always on constant, so you can see where they're at. Bot setup, if you're getting really used to this, I would put them on recruit, but I'm used to it more, so I put it on regular. Whatever classes you want to practice with, and then you just go ahead and start in a private match and just do that for hours. And it's gonna take a while, you know, multiple days of just trying to repetitively do that. Another good thing would be to do is also do the trials. So the trials can really help you get like that precision accuracy as well as your movement, because some of those, you know, the parkour ones I've done, and like shooting the targets, those ones also help a lot. And this is more like, there are applications where you can train your aim specifically on Steam and other platforms. I don't really use those. I've only used like Call of Duty and Fortnite and other games, and I'm just practicing in private match myself to get my movement and everything down myself. So we're gonna go ahead and start it, and I'll kind of show you things that I also do in game that kind of help when I'm practicing. You really are gonna have to get used to your muscle memory in terms of like whatever sensitivity is at, like how far right, how far left you turn, like how much you have to move your hand. What you could honestly do is, like, say you have a target and you can just kind of go from somewhere and try to snap on it every time, right? So you'll basically get that movement and muscle memory down, so you'll know how far your hand has to turn to go X amount of distance. So for example, if it's behind you, you have to get used to, like, oh, I have to move my mouse that much. Boom. And you just gotta keep doing that over and over. You can do it with bots. Boom. Shoot. Boom. See? Like this distance, say there's someone over here. Boom. So you just kind of find a target in any map that would work, like a reference point, and just practice that with whatever sensitivity is. And then I also just like to run around with the bots and just get kills on those guys. That's the best way. Live practice is honestly the best practice. And when I'm sniping, it actually takes, it's kind of hard for me to snipe on this. I'm getting better with PC, but when I first started out, it was pretty rough. There is no aim assist when you're sniping and quick scoping on this versus on the console. You can drag scope a little bit easier. You have a little bit of aim assist and that slowdown. On PC you don't, so you have to be more precise, really. Like that little white dot on your screen, you're gonna have to be more precise when you're sniping. But it is clean though when you get used to the sniping in this though. And then the movement is what kind of takes a hot minute to learn, especially for me. Like, I was really fluid on controller when I was moving around, jumping, sliding, going around corners. So you're gonna have to get used to like the movement and get a feel for like the sliding, the jumping, the aiming at the same time on mouse and keyboard. Basically getting really good so that way like it's harder for people to shoot you instead of just like, running around looking like a bot. Guys, so as I mentioned earlier, trials is another great way to improve your accuracy and movement whilst making that transition from controller to PC. So this is basically what I use: shooting range, or you can do the parkour ones. The parkour one really helps out with your movement. The shooting range helps out with both because you have to run around and shoot all the targets accurately and in a certain time, so you have to be quick about it and be precise. So let's go get right into this. All right, so what I like to do is grab a pistol and just grab the Glock, because then you can put it into single fire mode, which is what I like to do. So you want to do a single fire because it's more like you won't be able to spray, so you have to be really precise. So boom. You gotta run around. And so you see it allows you to be very precise and try to get that movement down. There we go. So as you guys can see right there, I did okay. I could have definitely done better. 2 stars, come on. But as you guys can see though, it allows you to kind of snap onto the targets and get used to that, as well as trying to run around as fast as possible and try to be as accurate as possible. So this has actually helped me a lot during when the summer games was out. I was able to both get better at my movement and my accuracy, and I highly recommend doing these on top of playing private match and just going live with bots all the time and increasing their difficulty as you play. It's honestly the best way and best thing that you can do, and over time you will see an improvement. You just gotta keep sticking with it, playing Warzone, playing all the different game modes, and just keep sticking with it without going back to controller, and you will see a difference. And honestly, you wouldn't want to make the switch back. All right guys, so thank you guys for coming out and watching today's video. I hope this helps you guys out who are trying to make the transition from a console to the PC and play on mouse and keyboard. I honestly didn't ever expect me to switch over from console to PC, but I'm glad I did, and I absolutely love it and enjoy it. It's so much fun, and I actually love using the mouse and keyboard way more than the controller. You can just, the way it is in your movement and how it looks is really clean. So I hope you guys take the tips that I mentioned, and let me know how you guys do, as well as if you guys have any tips or questions about anything, feel free to let me know. I will gladly help you guys out. So I hope you guys have a good day, and peace.